Good evening. You are tuned in to the Zone Blitz, the weekly webcast produced by NFL Female. It's going to be a live show tonight, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and warn you right now because we have been going at it before we went on the air. So we've already got the giggles and we just got started. I am Sharona. I am the official Titans fan reporter for NFL Female. Once again, I'm styling on you guys. I'm wearing my fancy jersey.
You are stunting on us.
I'm stunting on you guys. That's how we roll here at NFL Female. It is almost the regular season. We have one more preseason game to endure. But we're going to be talking some AFC and NFC with two of our favorite people in the entire world. We haven't had Angelica on in a while, so happy to have her. And we have Lisa back with us. So I'm going to kick it over to my girl Sonja to give her introductions and to bring those wonderful ladies in.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Sonja.
Do me first.
AKA. Boom.
What?
Anyways, drop the mic on that one.
That's all she's got. 2 years ago. It's all she's got.
Hey, but I finished third last year. Don't hate.
They're still.
Oh, goodness. I'm Sonja. I'm all the way live tonight.
I just want to say that you're looking at the 2013 champion.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm the official fan reporter for the Detroit Lions, the Honolulu Blue and Silver, coming to you live from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I'm so excited to have Angelica and Lisa on tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start with Lisa, coming to us live from where?
In my bathroom. Starts. I'll be right by the toilet there.
Because that's where her fantasy season is going,
we
guys.
stay on that grind. We don't let nothing stop us, baby.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for coming on, Lisa. Tell us all about you.
My name is Lisa Johnson. I'm the official fan reporter for the Miami Dolphins. Guys, yep. So,
no.
And I'm 2015 fantasy football NFL female league champion too. So, and I will sign autographs this year. I will. I'll make sure. And I'll get you guys an 8x10 gloss.
I just want my T-shirt. That's all.
Sorry, no trophy for losers.
Hey, I won. I am the
She won last year. It's fair and square.
You should have.
All right, Angelica, baby, you come in and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Angelica. I am the official New England Patriots fan reporter for NFL Female.
Go Pats, go!
Don't hold that against her.
You know, Angelica, the Pats really should do some things so that we could have something to talk about. Which I'm totally kidding. Obviously, the big news in the NFL today was the trade between the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're going to start with that. I think that is the biggest topic, the hottest thing off the wire right now. So I know, Angelica, that you were not very happy initially about this. Tell everybody, first of all, about the trade, and then give us your thoughts on it.
Okay, well, basically the trade was that we gave Logan Mankins, one of the all-time Patriots guards, we gave him to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what we got from it was their tight end, Tim Wright, and a 4th-round draft pick for next year. So, it's not, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things where we're going to have to wait and see if it actually works out. You know, Tom Brady was sacked 30 times last year, so that's a really high number.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people were talking about the fact that Logan Mankins' play had deteriorated somewhat over the course of the last few seasons, and the thing about the Patriots and Bill Belichick is that they always seem to be a little bit ahead of the curve in making these kinds of moves and moving guys. Richard Seymour, some other guys that we could name. Do you think that? And there's still a chance. I mean, there are going to be some players. Already have been some players released. There will be other players released. I mean, certainly they're not entirely done with free agency, don't you think?
Yeah, no, we're definitely not done with free agency. I mean, the players that the Patriots have released so far, either through trades or just not making the roster, a lot of the big names have been players that are above 30 years of age. So it's obvious that the Patriots are starting to get younger. They want to get younger. They know they have to get younger in order to compete in this league. And Logan Mankins, us trading him away, it did create a lot of cap space in our for next year, especially for next year that we want to technically bring Revis back. Whether that'll happen or not, who knows? Whether this was for that, who knows? But a lot of people have been talking about Steven Ridley and whether he's going to make the 53-man roster or not. That's another one, but
yeah. Before we get to Steven Ridley, let's get Lisa and Sonja in here to talk about this trade. Lisa, you're from down there in Florida. What's the word on the streets down there about this trade?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was definitely a surprise. I mean, you definitely knew that the Tampa Bay Bucks were looking. That's pretty obvious from the first two games. I was fortunate today. I went ahead and talked to Derek from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the What a Buck down there, and our talk was more about Richie Incognito. And
they were looking at Richie Incognito.
So, and his theory was that they're always upgrading. And then shortly after the meeting, the trade came down. So, immediately everybody down here was, okay, Richie Incognito signs with New England 5-4-3-2,
Right.
But I think it's a good fit for Tampa Bay. I think it's a good trade. I mean, it's hard to question Bill Belichick on any of his moves until something doesn't pan out or something happens. I mean, in your coach you trust, and unfortunately they've got a very good coach, and so I think a lot of the fans, I think they all liked him. They all liked the guy. His teammates certainly did. I mean, did you see the tweets come out?
Yeah.
His teammates were sad that he was going. So. That's kind of cool. It just shows a good unity that the guy had a great, core with his line. So I'm sure that pleased the Bucks a lot. So I think it's a good fit.
Lisa, do you think that the Bucks saw some of the backlash that was coming out about their interest in Richie Incognito and were like, dude, I think we might want to do something else?
Absolutely. And I talked to Derek, and I don't think I talked to, honestly, one fan that was happy with Richie coming in. But there's got to be a point if you need that protection to help your quarterback.
They were terrible at guard. They were terrible.
Yeah.
So you got to think that, I mean, my theory is not working last year, hopefully getting a little humbled by the league, and that you can get tossed out of this thing at any time for how your actions were. I'm hoping it kind of changed him. I think he can help a team. I really do. As long as he stays, but it's going to take a team with great leadership on that line, a great locker room, and a coach that has control of his team.
Well, I think that you just described the Patriots.
I was about to say that.
But you see,
right there.
the thing with the Patriots is I think that after all the Aaron Hernandez and all that stuff, Bill Belichick is not going to want to risk getting somebody like Richie Incognito in that locker room. It's not, especially with all these new players.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very fair point. Sonja, what do you think about this?
Oh, I'm sorry, my thing is lagging a little bit. Anyways, but I think I like bringing Logan down to Tampa Bay. I think that's going to give a lot of protection and, help out our friend Doug Martin.
Yes,
maybe
it's possibly great for their run game.
I was about to say it's going to be really good for their run game, so that kind of might raise Mr. Martin up on some people's fantasy draft boards. FYI, maybe. No, definitely not mine. No, why would that be a thing? Yeah. But I mean, I also think that getting that extra tight end back in New England, I think that's also, I think that was a big need. And with Gronk's inconsistency due to injuries, you have to have a backup, and you have to have, you know, a second go-to guy. So I like that move. I really do.
I have a feeling he's not going to be much of a backup, though. Like I said on Twitter today, I was like, this says a lot more about Gronk's health than it does about Logan Mankins leaving. Gronk isn't healthy. There's something that they don't want to tell us.
Yeah, I think that it is a sign there. You know, then you had, excuse me, you started to see these reports come down that the Patriots had expressed interest in Tim Wright. Have been there had been some efforts with Tim Wright, that they had been interested in Tim Wright for a few weeks. I think that clearly says that there is somewhat of a concern about Gronk. Then the flip side to that, and I want to address this too and get you guys' thoughts on this. I never bought all the reports and rumors that Tampa Bay was down on Tim Wright. I think that they've got numbers at the position, and they knew people were going to be calling, and I think that this trade was probably inevitable. Maybe not with the Patriots, but maybe with someone else. Well, Lisa, I'll start with you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think so, and like I said, I think it hits back right to what Angelica was saying. Is what's the underlying issues with Bill Belichick's concern with Gronk? I mean, what is it, 2 seasons in a row? I mean, he's had some type of injury. He's just a big physical player, and it's hard for somebody like me because, I start laughing because it's like I don't want the guy to get hurt, but damn, I don't want to play him, and we can see him twice.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a mismatch. He's very hard. I mean, the numbers speak volumes. He was out 6, maybe 7 games last year, and still put up monster numbers before he got, yeah.
Would I like to see a change of tight end? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Angelica, what do you think? You said you don't think that he's going to be a backup. Obviously, he'll have to get acclimated to his new offense. What role do you expect him to play initially?
Well, it all comes down to these next 2 weeks and what Gronk does. If Gronk isn't as healthy as everybody thinks he is, I'd rather him just not be on the field and have Tim Wright practice with Brady next 2 weeks. He did it last year with brand new wide receiving core. He has a better wide receiving core now. He's more accustomed to them. Just put Tim Wright in, see how he is. I was actually reading right now, somebody put on Twitter, his rookie numbers are very, very similar to Aaron Hernandez's rookie numbers. Yeah. So I have a feeling that if his playing style is like Aaron Hernandez, where he was a receiver in Rutgers and then he switched to a tight end, and he already has all these Rutgers players next to him, it won't get him that. It won't be that hard for him to get used to like the Patriot way and get used to Tom Brady. So if he can make an impact the first week, which I know Lisa doesn't want to hear, but I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I know. I'll blame you. It's something that we just have to prepare for. Yeah. And like I said, I'm a little okay with it because, like I said, he's got to learn a brand new system. He's got to get Tom, and you know how Tom is. He gets impatient, kind of quick. So maybe we'll have some inconsistencies. How about that?
Especially since he came out during the preseason, and they say that his main concern was drop balls and not being able to block. So that's kind of what you really want, especially that's what Gronk does. Like, Gronk catches the ball and he can block as well. So
Gronk catch, Gronk block.
Blocking tight ends, I'll tell you, they're a necessity in these offenses they're running today. I mean, you'll see guys that are great, phenomenal catchers coming out, off the tight end set. They catch the ball, they're fine, but they can't block worth crap. And, a lot of coaches are looking for that, all-around guy that can block and catch.
Especially now with Mankins gone, we need more protection for Brady now more than ever.
Right.
I think we lost Sonja. I'm going to get Sonja back in here because we have to have Sonja in. Angelica, I think that you raise a very good point in that it would probably be smart for the Patriots, if there is an issue with Grant, to get Tim Wright a lot of snaps and a lot of practice time with Tom Brady. They've already announced that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start Thursday night. He's really had a nice preseason, hasn't he?
Yes, I love Jimmy G. He's amazing, especially since so many years, everybody thought Ryan Mallett was going to be the future of the Patriots. Where Ryan Mallett, as soon as when the day comes, I'm not going to say the day. Everybody knows what day I'm talking about. I will not say it. But when that day comes, the Patriots are going to need somebody. And everybody thought for so long that it's going to be Ryan Mallett, and then all these rumors started coming that Ryan Mallett's going to get traded, Ryan Mallett will go here, go there, the Texans. He's been traded to every single team. And then here comes Jimmy G in the draft. And then here comes Jimmy G in the preseason. And although it hasn't been stated, I'm pretty sure by the end of this season, Ryan Mallett's not going to be in the Patriots. Jimmy G is going to be the backup quarterback. And when the time comes, he will be the future of the Patriots. And he's great. He's awesome.
Do you think that they will carry 3 quarterbacks?
If the opportunity presents itself to trade Ryan Mallett right now, I think it would be possible. The Rams are looking for a quarterback. Whether they're going to make a push for Ryan Mallett, I'm not sure. But I know Ryan Mallett will not be happy being with the Patriots this season just because he knows he's not going to be with the Patriots next season, and he wasn't happy about not starting on Thursday. He expressed his thoughts about not starting Thursday.
Oh, what did he say? I didn't see that. What did he say?
I forgot exactly what he said, but I remember somebody said that, like, after when, like, they announced it, he just kind of, like, shrugged it off and just kind of, like, started pouting. I'll look it up exactly, but he just wasn't happy. And you could tell on the sideline when the Garoppolo is talking with Brady, Ryan Mallett's just, like, kind of on the side, you know? So he's not really in the games anymore. And Garoppolo starting on Thursday is just a huge statement from the Patriots that this guy right here is the Patriots. And I think he's great. I mean, maybe I'm just biased because I'm about to buy, like, a number 10 Jimmy G shirt.
No, I think he's great, too. I completely agree. I think that he's great. I drafted him. It was very late, but I drafted him in a dynasty draft. Tom Brady is my quarterback, and I took, like, a late flyer on him. This was even before you saw him in the preseason. So yeah, I think that he looks like the real deal. Lisa, what do you think? Did you ever buy all the Ryan Mallett love?
No, I never really did. The only thing I think that kind of got the Patriots a little concerned now, and you know what, I like him not being, I like him a little pissed off about not starting. You know, at least that says something about the guy. At least he's not, you know, I mean, like you look at like a quarterback like Mark Sanchez. You know, get a lot of talk about him right now. You know, him being on trade clock, he just flat out put there, he does not want to be traded. He wants to stay a backup quarterback, which is hysterical because always a bridesmaid, never a bride. You know, I mean, why would you want to be a backup quarterback? To me, it's like, good, you stay your butt there because that's ridiculous. I want a quarterback that wants the drive, that wants to start. So I kind of like the passion in Ryan Mallett to get a little upset about not starting, which I think is going to get him another job.
All right, there we go.
There you go. My theory on him, however, is it's rumored that the Patriots are just going to cut him. So I think a lot of teams are going to wait next week just to kind of see. Because you got to understand, one thing about the Patriots and Bill Belichick, Ryan's been there now for a couple years. If he goes to an AFC East or an AFC West or South team that eventually plays the Patriots, you're going to have some signal problems.
Yeah, they were talking about that earlier.
He's going to know them all.
Yeah.
So I would expect that if they got a call from the Rams, they would try to make that trade in a heartbeat to get him out of the AFC. So, I mean, that's my theory on him. I think he'll get a job. It's just whether he'll get traded or get cut. I can't see that. I don't see Bill Belichick holding on to 3 quarterbacks. I don't
either.
So.
Yeah. Sonja, what do you think? We were talking about whether or not all the Ryan Mallett love was legitimate, and if the Patriots would carry 3 quarterbacks.
Oh, well, all the Ryan Mallett love is legitimate. He did play at my Michigan, kind of like Tom Brady. So, yes, all that love is well-deserved.
Of course. How foolish of us to forget that.
Oh!
Go Blue, go Blue.
Go Blue, that's right. But yeah, I think, honestly, I do think that the Ryan Mallett love is kind of there, and I think it's a good thing. Now, should the Patriots hang on to him? I don't know. I could, like you said, possibly see him, if need be, heading over to St. Louis to kind of help with their quarterback situation, and I think he could be a good backup possibly for Sean Hill. But I don't think they really need to carry 3 quarterbacks right now. But, I mean, Mr. Garoppolo eventually, I think, will become the guy. And I don't think it's going to be Ryan Mallett's job, but I think in the end it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo's job. So I think...
I agree. I think that he's going to end up as the second quarterback on the depth chart. And if they can move Ryan Mallett, they will move Ryan Mallett. Some really interesting things in the AFC with the quarterbacks. You saw the Bills. They released Thad Lewis, and they're going with Jordan Palmer. I know that our Bills girls, Ashley and Kristen, aren't happy about that. We'll have to get them on and let them talk about that. But let's talk about the Dolphins and get Lisa in here to talk about the Dolphins. I want to get an update on the little leprechaun, Cortland Finnegan, see how he's doing.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm curious about your running back situation, Lisa.
Well, I mean, we're good. I mean, I'll hit on Cortland first. As of right now, I had the pleasure of covering the Dolphins at camp, which was very exciting for me, an NFL female, to finally get the credentials and get in. And one thing about this guy, I read things that scared me. I'm going to tell you, I was worried. I'm reading tweets from people. I'm like, oh, this guy's a nightmare. He was the nicest, most humble guy I've ever talked to. Very nice, very pleasant. And he has been balling in training camp. I mean, that one day alone, he picked Ryan Tannehill off 3 times. I mean, everywhere the ball is, Cortland Finnegan was. So, I mean, and talking to Ryan Tannehill after training camp, the one thing he said about Cortland Finnegan is if he makes a mistake, he corrects it and he doesn't forget it. So I'm happy with him. I know the reputation that he brings, the baggage, but so far, as far as the media and fans down here, I haven't seen that Cortland Finnegan show up. So, I'm happy. Good. Yeah, so I'm happy with the Cortland Finnegan we have.
That's good. That's good. Lots of people are saying he was old and slow, but that sounds like that is not the case there. So that's awesome. How's my man Louis Delmas doing?
Oh, I love Louis. I tell you what, the thing is with him, he's always 1 second too late. It's amazing. It's like, the preseason games, the guy catches it, and there he is. He comes flying in from the side, but 1 second late. It's like, come on, buddy, you it down a little bit better.
It's a game of inches.
Oh, it is. He is there all the time, Sonja, but it's just a tad late.
Just a second late. I know. But he's a good leader. He's good in the locker room. He's a very good leader. I think a lot of guys were kind of sad to see him go about that. But
first one out on the first one out in the field helping the young guys. I mean, during the game Saturday night, during the third quarter, he was clapping. He's going out there talking to the young guys. I mean, absolutely. Leadership qualities out. Awesome. I know he's a leader among that secondary. So, like I said, I couldn't be more pleased with him. Running game, however, I think, it's funny, the first day of training camp when Noshawn came in, he was a fat little butterball.
Fat little butterballs need love too, Lisa.
Oh, I know it, but, I mean, I've never seen so many media guys' jaws drop. I mean, it was like they were just like, okay. And because we didn't know about the knee issue. None of that had gotten disclosed. Mm-hmm. So after we found out about the knee issue, it was like, okay, at least we know now why he's a little out of shape. So once that got corrected, you could see it through the weeks, him working. He worked his butt off. I mean, every day with the trainers on the side, working. And I'll tell you, I couldn't be more happy with the preseason game. He's still got a long way to go, which is good for me because he did great in the preseason game the other night. I mean, he hit the holes. He hits those holes, I'll guarantee you almost, I'd say like maybe 2.5 seconds faster than Lamar Miller does. And I'm a big U fan, so I've watched Lamar Miller, down here for a long time. He stutters when he hits the line. Noshawn does not. He just goes. The battles that we're having right now is we have Damian Williams, Orleans Darkwa, and Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas is on the ropes, but he's a Joe Philbin guy. So a lot of people expected him to get cut this week and move on from Daniel Thomas. It's not a lot of big following for Daniel Thomas down here. A lot of fans kind of almost put him in the same basket as a Michael Agnew. The fans were ready to get rid of Michael Agnew last year. So he's kind of in that basket. He practiced today. He looked good. Joe Philbin's going to give him a chance. So it's going to be a battle Thursday night for that third or fourth. It depends on how many running backs we carry. Right now, with the rosters the way they are, like some teams don't know whether to pay 6 wide receivers, 5 wide receivers, 4 running backs, 3 running backs. So, they have decisions to make because all of them run really well. But I honestly think it's going to be the Noshawn show this year. So. Well,
I'm a big Noshawn Marino fan. SEC girl here, proud SEC girl here, and he finally got the good year that you thought he had in him last year in Denver. Obviously, they weren't interested in bringing him back. Goes to the Dolphins. I do wonder what role Lamar Miller will have with the Dolphins. Just has never really done anything. He's been so close, but never has, Lisa.
It never has, and everybody knows it down here. That's the problem. And I think when Noshawn came in, everybody was expecting it. Well, they got a good taste of it Saturday night because you saw him hit those holes. You saw him run. So, and you look, and not saying that Miller didn't have a good game. I mean, he did. I mean, he had a pretty good game too. But you got to understand, we were playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
We were playing a 26th ranked defense in the NFL. Yeah. Everybody runs on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest. I'd like to see.
I mean, that's legitimate. It's a legit point. I was going to ask you about Damian Williams. It does look like that he could possibly make the Dolphins roster. I'm extremely happy for the former Tennessee Titan, who was just really kind of always a victim of numbers here in Tennessee.
Yeah, and he might be down here. I think with the release of Oddman Binns today, our other wide receiver, I think that is good. I'm thinking it puts our other wide receiver, Marcus Thigpen, who is our return guy. I think you're going to see Landry take that role from him. So I think you're going to see Marcus Thigpen possibly be a numbers guy in favor of Williams, which, like I said, he's had a great camp. I expect to see a lot of him Thursday, but if you talk to everybody down here, he's made this 53-man squad. So.
Has Damian got an opportunity to return? Because he can do that.
I think I've seen him return a couple times. He certainly has in practice. So, I think that's a big thing for him. But they really love Landry on the kickoff.
Okay.
But it's freaking everybody out here because, he's our number 2 draft pick. So they're like, why are you doing this? But, I mean,
you can't be too cautious. Scared money don't make no money.
I'm telling you, I love Landry on the kickoff return. He's explosive. But yeah, I'm hoping. I really like him. I honestly do, and I honestly would give up Marcus Thigpen for him to have a role in this offense.
Okay. All right. Sonja, do you have any Dolphins questions?
And how's our friend and yours, Mike Wallace?
Well, let me tell you about Mike Wallace. He's been a different guy at training camp. You're actually seeing him, and it was a big thing. What was it, Saturday night? I think one of my.
Did we lose sound on Lisa?
I think we did.
I think we lost sound on you, Lisa. Can you hear us? All right, we've lost Lisa.
Oh no.
Lisa's going in the toilet. Jesus, Lisa.
Lisa's got to go take care of some business. She'll be back with us. Hey, Lisa, why don't you come go back out and come back in, and maybe we're seeing that boombox. You got a boombox. Lisa's got the boombox. While Lisa goes out and comes back in, we are going to get some Detroit Lions updates from Sonja. Megatron, is he as awesome? He's looking as awesome as he should look.
He is looking as awesome as he should look. He played a little bit in the game last Saturday against Jacksonville. Is it Saturday or Friday? Friday, I think, against Jacksonville, and looked pretty good. That first team offense was amazing. So I like that. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Hopefully, we'll give defenses too much to handle on offense. The one thing that I was really kind of concerned about was our defense. And, there were a couple times when we had the Jags at third and forevers, like 3rd and 26, 3rd and 27. And they converted, and
that's not good.
That can't happen, preseason or not.
There's Lisa.
That cannot happen.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. You feel?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now. We could be a commercial for AT&T or is it Sprint? Can you hear me now?
So you were asking me about Michael Agnew? Is that what you were asking me?
Yeah, sure. We can talk about Michael Agnew.
I don't want to. He sucks.
Tell us about Michael Agnew.
Oh my goodness. Teacher's pet. I mean, oh, wait, I do have one good thing. He did some MMA training.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Was it with Jay Glazer?
Go at
it. He can take on. He's ready to take on
Sue now. Until Sue stomps him out, and then gets fined $8 million and has to sit for 5 games.
Well, now, ladies, I want you to keep that topic in mind because I was going to hit you guys with that toward the end about the Brandon Merriweather and there was another topic that I wanted us to talk about, but let's talk about Michael Agnew first.
Can I ask why did the Lions pick him up? I still don't understand that. I think we already have a pretty dynamic tight end core right now. I don't see us needing another tight end because what in the world did we draft Ebron for? And, why did we pay Brandon Pettigrew? So I'm hoping that my friend gets cut come Saturday 4 p.m. But that's just me. I don't know.
You know what? The thing about him is he just, from day one, was never really accepted down here. And I don't know how to explain that. It's just when guys get out on the field and you looked at him, the first thing that came to mind is dazed and confused because that's what the dude looked like. He looked like he just had no confidence in the world. And the media guys picked right up on it, and that was his MO from day one to day when he got cut. It was the same thing. And Omar Kelly tweeted out, "Good luck, young man. Try to gain some confidence." So I just think he's one of these types of players that gets so down on himself when things don't work out, he just falls apart. We used him here. But we used him mainly on blocking on special teams, like field goals. He was the blocking tight end.
Maybe put him on special teams, field goal unit, punt returns, like that. But
you have to honestly think that's why you guys picked him up, maybe for his special teams play. Because trust me, you did not pick him up for his tight end play.
I mean, maybe they're thinking about trading Megatron to the Patriots, and they needed somebody to replace him.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Maybe.
That hurts. That hurts me too, Sandy.
Sure, that'll happen. Sharona, make sure you think that so Bill Belichick can pick up on your vibe.
I'm going to. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it in my brain. Sonia, about the defense. Let's talk. We talked about Nick Fairley. What's going on with the defense?
Nick Fairley, really haven't heard too much this week. He's really just been kind of quiet, not really talking. When he talked to the media last week, I do believe, he was just kind of like, yeah, I was up a little bit, but, I'm working on it, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of nonchalant, blah, 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 not really too concerned. And so that kind of made some people a little go, cringed a little bit, but, who knows? It's up in the air. We'll see how he performs this year, but I don't have super high hopes for our defensive line. I mean, I think they'll perform well, but I don't think they're going to be back next year, so maybe we might have to start looking at some guys in the college levels because we might have to start thinking about drafting somebody for our line. But that's another story. The rest of our defense coming along pretty good. Stephen Tulloch actually had a pretty good game last week. Bill Bentley, he's been playing pretty good in our secondary. James Ihedebo, him. They've looked pretty good in the preseason. So again, it's just preseason. I don't put too much merit into it, but we'll see. I think what's really going to be our showstopper is going to be our offense, and that's really what that's where all our eggs are right now, is on our offense.
The Ansa was supposed to be back. Was he back? It did sound like
the Ansa was back. The final Ansa was back and played.
It did sound like they were going to start Devin Taylor. Did they start Devin Taylor, or did the final Ansa start?
The final Ansa started. He played a few series, and I think he was okay. He was not bad. They just wanted to, just kind of take things slowly. So that was always a welcome sign. Kyle Van Noy, he's the one that we are kind of looking at because there was an injury. They haven't really specified what it was, but there was an injury. So again, kind of concerning, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
All right, two hot topics that I want to talk with you guys about. One is the Brandon Merriweather thing, and the other one is an Adam Schefter report that the Josh Gordon decision had been made, but that they were holding on to it, had not decided when to release it. So let's talk about the Brandon Merriweather suspension first. Brandon Merriweather has a bullseye on his back, obviously. He is in the NFL's doghouse, has been fined before and penalized for his hits, and it was just announced like yesterday or the day before that he's going to be suspended 2 games for repeated violation of the illegal contact rules. And so I want to get your thoughts on that. Sonia, I will start with you.
I think it's kind of not cool. I would say another word, but we're trying to keep it classy here. So I don't, I don't think that it was a worthwhile suspension. I really don't see that, but I guess your friend and mine, Mr. Goodell, is just trying to say, hey, look, guys, I'm really serious, and I'm not playing. And see, I'm going to take Mr. Merriweather, and I'm going to fine him, and I'm going to suspend him because I mean business, people. So I think that's really what he's trying to do, is just set an example, and unfortunately he had to make an example out of Mr. Merriweather. But I have a strange feeling that once the league looks at what Sue did over the weekend with the Jacksonville game, I have a strange feeling he might get at least, a fine, a heavy-duty fine. Possibly not a suspension yet, but I could see something like that coming.
What did he do, Sonia? Tell our viewers who might not be familiar what he did.
He had a helmet-to-helmet contact, I want to say, in like the second quarter of the game or something, where he went after the lineman and just kind of got him good. But again, it's Sue here in Detroit. We think he's just a big old teddy bear. He didn't mean anything by it, but it's under review. We haven't heard if he's going to get fined or not, but I'm pretty sure a fine is coming. It's Sue. He's going to get fined.
Yeah.
It's that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
He's been fined before. He could be on that NFL list of repeat offenders who, they may want to make an example of. You don't know. Lisa, what do you think about the Brandon Merriweather suspension?
I just think that what's sad for him is he's going to have to change his game. Yeah, that's the bad part with him, is he's going to have to either soften his game, or this is what's going to happen. I've also read various tweets.
He sort of has. I mean, the hit that they suspended him for, he led with his shoulder.
I agree, and like I said, I don't know if it was a repeat thing that got him, because you can't tell me he got suspended for this hit, because it was a little ridiculous. I finally looked at the hit today because I hadn't seen it, and I just saw a lot of tweets about it. So I looked at it today, and it kind of made me sad, because that's what the NFL is coming to, and honestly, it's sad. It's a soft, weak league. I'm sorry. It is, it's not like we want to see gladiators out there, taking heads off and stuff. But, I mean, we want to see good football. You want to see good hits. You want to see, and like you said, he did lead with his helmet. And the thing with Sue is, I'll just comment on that just real quick, is if you look at him, it is so hard as fans. We watch slow motion. That he was going full tilt at at Chad Henne as he was throwing the ball. It would almost have hurt that big dude to try to. I don't know what else he could have done to try not to pull up.
It's like the NFL ignores the laws of physics when they hand down some of these fines and suspensions.
He is a big guy. And I really think if he really wanted to, he could pulverize somebody.
He could have drove him into the ground. Remember that rule? You could hit the quarterback, but you couldn't drive him into the ground. He didn't. It was almost like he hit him, but then tried to kind of not drive him to the ground. So it's like, what do you expect these guys to do? Yeah. And it's almost getting where it's ridiculous, and it's like
it is ridiculous.
Does it not want you to get Goodell in a room and just say, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?" I mean, I understand the safety thing, but I mean, this is. I swear, I feel like I'm watching my grandson's Pee Wee football league.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Angelica, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the same as everybody else's thoughts. The Merriweather hit was not a bad hit. The Sue hit was not. It's football. It's those hits that you see, and that I remember it was it the Monday Night Football before, where they used to have that segment called Jacked Up, where they used to do like the big hits and the ones that you're just like, oh, the good ones. Exactly. I used to love that. And you can't have that anymore, because every single one of those plays would be either a fine or suspension. So it's kind of like those plays that made football, yes, it's dangerous. And you have the repercussions of the concussions and everything. But Wes Walker got a concussion with a hit that was not that bad. And a hit that won't get anybody suspended and won't get anybody fined. And here he is with his third suspension, with his third concussion in 10 months. So it's not even, those big hits. Luckily, nobody got hurt, because it's how they are taught to play the game. So that, along with all of the flags that have been going out, where a game that was 2 hours is now taking 3.5 hours because every other play is a flag, it's delaying the game. And it's making the game extremely slow and extremely, as much as I love football, it's getting harder to watch, especially the first couple preseason games where there were huge amounts of flags, and it was just ridiculous, because every single thing was illegal contact, illegal this, that, and nobody knew what was going on. So now it's kind of like, how are the players going to react to it, where they're going to be scared to tackle somebody just because there might be a fine or suspension, and then you're going to get frustrated as a fan because your defender just let that guy go and run for 10, 20, 30, a touchdown.
And do you not agree, all of us, do we not agree that if you're an offensive football player right now, you're loving life, because you can't get you can't get breathed on, and you can't get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. It is bad.
It's very bad. You know, we made a lot of jokes about it, calling it flag football and what have you, but they might as well make it flag football the way they're going about it. I definitely think the NFL is ruining its product. You're never going to be able to take away entirely the violence of the game. And let's face it, football is a violence. That's what it is, and the guys who play it understand that. The fans who watch it understand that, and it's part of it. I do wonder where we're headed with some of these rules that seem designed to punish the defensive players for simply playing football.
Right.
And I am going to say this, and then we'll turn to the Josh Gordon thing. I find it incredibly sad still that the NFL thinks that a bad football play and with its 2-game suspension is equal to a man who knocked out his then fiance and now wife, drug her out of an elevator and dumped her on the floor, got the exact same penalty by the NFL. Now, we are hearing that they're going to rethink their policies about violence against women, and that's a good thing, because I do have to point out that those two things got the exact same punishment from this NFL. All right, so let's talk about Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon certainly is about that life. I think that we can say that, but there are concerns about some of the things that happened leading to his latest little tussle with the NFL, and the NFL is definitely dragging its feet in rendering a decision about Josh Gordon. It came out today. Adam Schefter reported this, that the league has made a decision. They're just not quite ready to release it. So I want to get your thoughts on that. Angelica, we'll start with you this time.
You know, I think the league is waiting to see everybody's reactions to the latest suspensions, because if Josh Gordon, they still don't know how long he's going to be gone. You know, he could be gone 4, 6 games, a whole entire season. But the fact that they still haven't said anything kind of gets me worried, because if they've had the way Roger Goodell is, look, he took nothing to get Merriweather suspended. He didn't take any time on any other suspensions or fines or anything. So why this one? Why this suspension? Why this player?
I agree completely with that, Angelica. I was going to say that I think that the NFLPA needs to consider having written into its rules and guidelines that the league has X amount of time to make decisions about certain things, or those decisions are rendered null and void. There has to be some sort of deadline written into it, because we don't have an Aldon Smith decision. We don't have. I mean, Jim Irsay is still out there making it rain and doing what he does. And it's really detrimental. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to say that. What else? Don't you think that it's a little bit unfair also to the Browns?
Of course, because the Browns have played all preseason with Josh Gordon, and they said that they expect for him to not be there for a good portion of the season. But it's very hard for you to think you're not going to have somebody than for you to actually not have him there, not have him in the locker room, not have him in not have him in anything. So it's completely different. It's not fair for the league. It's not fair for the Browns. It's not fair for anybody. And other for the teams that the Browns have to play. Now, do they prepare for a Browns team with Josh Gordon, or do they prepare for a team without Josh Gordon? You know, it's completely different.
Lisa, what are your thoughts?
I'm still not convinced the Browns don't know. So, I'm going with, I think that, as far as like other teams, if they've had their decision, my hope is that they've already kind of informed the Browns of what's going to go on.
Well, I hope so too.
Because that's fair. I mean, you can't say, oh well, we made our decision, but we're going to wait. I mean, you've got cuts coming down. You've got to make decisions. I mean, that is told you've got a better excuse to me than telling me that you've made a decision. I want to know why you're waiting. Because there's jobs on the line. Men need to work. That's what the NFL is all about right now. We got a safety. You got to get men back to work. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns brass didn't know, because I can't see I'd be sad if the NFL wasn't telling them either. So I have to think that the hierarchy of the Browns know. I don't think all of the Browns know, because if they knew, we would know, because you know how that crap gets.
The Browns can't keep a secret to save their life.
Nobody knows.
I wondered if it was a mediated settlement, and if the decision wasn't some sort of agreement that was, because there are concerns about what went on here. And to me, that's the only thing that makes any sense. The Browns aren't screaming about this. Josh Gordon's people aren't screaming about this. I have to think that it was some sort of sit down with the NFL, let's decide what we're going to do here, and it's that kind of decision. Otherwise, holding on to it really penalizes not just the Browns, but it penalizes Josh Gordon, who could file a lawsuit, much like the Seahawks player who, and was successful. I mean, he successfully got his suspension reduced, and I can't remember which one that was. They've had so many. Hannah would not like me saying that, but it's true. I get them all confused. So, Sonja, what do you think? I'm sorry, Lisa.
It goes along one time too, is with Denver situation. When you look at Planner with the kicking,
yes.
Today, I mean, they traded for a kicker for 4 games. So, I talked to a couple people on Twitter about it. And here's the thing about with him, same as with Josh Gordon, there's concerns about him in Denver.
Yes.
Now, here's people talking. He's in Denver. Denver, I just wonder about that too. Obviously, I'm not sure that they.
Well, look.
They want him back on this team, so it's kind of interesting because it's
there's no question the NFL has to redo its drug policies. When you stop and consider that marijuana, and that's what if you're not clued into that's what we're talking about: weed, marijuana, the wacky stuff, Mary Jane, call it whatever you want. It's legal in some states, Denver, Washington, a lot of other states too, California. I mean, a lot of states have varying laws about medical marijuana. Some are just outright making it legal. So I think that at some point the NFL is going to have to address that. Sonja, what are your thoughts on the NFL not releasing its Josh Gordon decision?
Well, I think it's kind of not fair to, like you said, the Browns, if the NFL knows and is just not saying anything. But I agree with Lisa that, Browns brass at least has to know what's going on so that they know how to plan and figure out what's going on. Why they're not announcing it and saying it to everybody, I'll never know. But I think that, it's just not fair if the NFL is like, I know, but we're not going to tell you. That's just stupid. Because, that keeps Josh and Josh in suspense. Continue. What does he need to do to get
Uh-oh, Sonja.
You're breaking up.
I think we lost Sonja. Oh, no. Hopefully Sonja will get back in.
I thought she said she got a new computer.
We got to take a picture. We have to take a picture of this. Don't we? Oh, she's gone. All right.
Oh, I still have her.
Oh, dear. We got to get a picture of this. Here, where's the capture?
Someone will hang up.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Okay. So, Well, Sonja was on a roll there too.
She was.
I
Oh, there
was.
she
My
is.
computer has seizures, you guys.
Dude, I thought you got a new computer. Didn't you just tell me your boo got you a new computer?
Yes, my boo got me a new computer.
Well, what type
But I
of
think
computer?
it
I didn't want to get one of them. Is that the computer you're using for our draft?
No.
She's got another boo, Lisa. She's going to her fourth boo's house. That's what.
No, I'm going to boo number 4.
Yeah. She's four-timing us. Four-timing. We
4
are
times.
wise to your little tricks.
Oh.
All right. Well, the hour always goes by so fast, and I didn't get a chance. Oh, hello.
Oh, well then.
I'm taking pictures of you guys.
Are you?
I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun.
Take a picture
Too
of
much fun, but that's okay.
y'all's fantasy football team.
All right. Well, I didn't get a chance to give you guys a Titans update. We were rolling so hard on the other topics, but we'll talk some more Titans in the weeks to come. The last preseason game Thursday night against the Minnesota
Nobody's
Vikings.
playing.
What's that?
Nobody's playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. So we will see. All right, well, it's time for us to unfortunately say our goodbye. So I'm going to kick it over to Sonja to take us out, and then I will sign us off.
All
Wait, when
right.
do I get my check for coming on? When do I get my check? Is it in the mail?
It's in the mail.
Uh-huh. Yep, in the mail.
It in the mail,
Right in the
baby.
mail.
Hey,
Put it there just a
Lisa,
few minutes ago.
Hey, Lisa, remember,
Yes.
I'm that main boo.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, the main boo. So you're the one I need to talk to about the check. So you're the one I need to talk to about the check.
Yep.
Did we lose her again?
I think we did. That new computer that Boo got, let me tell you.
Yeah, see, the third boo knows. The third boo's been watching, and the third boo knows. All right. Well, hopefully, there she is.
You need to take us out.
That
All right,
Boo
let
ain't worth
me get
it.
my booze out of here. Anyway, thank and Lisa for coming on. We have loved it. This has been one of my favorite hours ever. So thank you guys so much for coming on. We got to do this again. And we got to talk some draft too. So I'm Sonja. Yes, we need to go. No, because that's jacked up your laptop and it's still jacked up. So no, we can't do that. Or maybe we will. Anyway, I'm Sonja. I'm the official fan reporter for NFL Female for the Detroit Lions. You can find me on Twitter at mom2 3RN. You can also find me writing for A Good Sports Hang. I'm a contributor there. And tomorrow I will be going on with a good friend of the program, good old Bo. We're going to be talking some good old Michigan football. So,
Oh, boy.
yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Go Blue. All right, Angelica, take us out.
Thank you guys
Not
so much
you.
for having me. No, thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast. You can find me on Twitter at _Angelica Mendez. You can also find me writing about my lovely Patriots on NFL Female. Look forward to my week 1 article, right, Lisa? Week 1?
We won.
Week 1.
It's almost here.
Guys, disappointing you during the draft on Sunday is not going to be enough, let me tell you.
Angelica! I love it. I love it, baby. That was Lisa?
All right. Thank you guys for having me. I'm going to enjoy beating all of you guys this year. Fantasy football champion. You can find me at LJ1303. Yes?
Oh!
Again? you mute me?
No, why would I mute you?
Did you mute me?
No!
No. She's not muted.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let me continue. You can find me, future NFL Female Champion 2015, right here. You can find me on Twitter, 303, and find my articles on NFLfemale.com.
All right. Well, I'm Sharona. I'm the official Titans fan reporter for NFL Female. Be sure to jump on NFL Female, www.nflfemale.com, and check out all the latest and greatest articles from women who love sports and know sports. And you can find us every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Zone Blitz, talking football. And we got a new format for you guys starting next week. We are going to a 2-segment format where we're going to have 2 guests on every night instead of doing an hour. It's a little bit easier for some people to only come on for 20 minutes or so. So we've redone that format, and then in our final segment called, Sonja, what did we decide on that in the zone?
Goal line stance.
Goal line stance. I will get it. I will get it down soon. Goal line stance. Okay. We're going to do exactly what we did in the final 15 minutes of this show, and that's pick hot topics to talk about and give our opinion on. And we will soon be adding a 3rd member to our group. We're going back to a 3-woman show, and hopefully we'll have an announcement for you on that. So stay tuned in. You're watching the Zone Blitz by NFL Female. Have a very pleasant evening, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes.
Oh, shout out Liz. Hi, Liz. We love you, Liz.
Thanks, Liz.
Bye, guys.